Hello Libra, welcome to Higher Source Tarot for your February 2020 reading for all Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus in Libra. So thank you for tuning in. If you have Libra placement in your chart, you are in the right place. You might turn on another video that doesn't resonate and found yourself coming over here because this is in your chart somewhere, and that will work great too. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed, commented, liked, shared my videos. I really appreciate that. If you comment, I will do my best to comment back. I do read them all, so thank you again. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do and hit the bell, and then you'll be notified when I post new videos on my page. So that's usually about once a week that I'll post new stuff. So this is going to be for the whole month of February, but then I'll come back and give you some weeklies and a mid-month check. Mid-month tarot check, huh? Oops, I lost control of the cards. So, hope that you are off to a great start, Libra. You are, the sign that loves partnership and cooperation. You tend to be great decorators. Some of you, certainly into the arts, and you tend to be the great artists of the zodiac. But again, really appreciate stability and relationships and working together. Libras can be great people to date. They love love. The only thing about Libra, the downside, you can kind of be indecisive and tend to procrastinate. So if that's you, then your reading should be right on point. I hope you set your intentions for the new year and you're seeing some physical manifestations. Know that if you can see it in your mind, you can have it in your reality. You can have, do, or be anything. You really can. Any of us can. We all have access to that power, that superpower that is in the energy in all of us. Okay? It comes from one source. We have one source energy. And all we have to do is learn how to tune into it and tap into it and be guided by it. So we're here to have fun. Let's see what is going on for Libra, February 2020. Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. So this month I thought we'd use a Life Loves You card from Louise Hay. If you're not familiar with Louise's work, she wrote a great book called You Can Heal Your Life. Then she started a publishing company called Hay House to publish her own book. And from there, she became a spiritual teacher and a guide for many, many people. Many other spiritual teachers have had their work published through Hay House. So she's published books by Deepak Chopra and Abraham Hicks, Bob Proctor, Jack Canfield, just to name a few. So she has been a real pioneer in the area of self-transformation. And that all was born out of her own struggle. When she was about 35, her husband took off on her with another woman. And so it goes to tell you, in every great hero's story, there is a betrayal. So, for you, we're going to start with the front of the card, and at the end I'll give you the back. I express my gratitude. That's oftentimes a part of the process in manifestation. When you can be in gratitude, or at least appreciation, you will draw more positive things into you. So every great hero story has a betrayal. Did you have one, Libra? You got the Seven of Swords as your present position, but the energy covering you, another 7. Sevens are lucky numbers, so the Seven of Swords never freaks me out too much. I don't love to see it, but it's often short-lived. And then you've got the Seven of Pentacles covering it. So your destiny here is the Ace of Swords, so clarity, truth. Behind you in the distant past is death. Here you are represented in the more recent past, justice. It's either you or another Libra. Boy, a lot of earth energy in this. 8 of Pentacles coming towards you. And then this is actually your position, the Page of Wands. I haven't seen a lot of pages, and now I've got another page. That's really funny. The Page of Wands with the Page of Cups. So the Page of Wands is not as immature as the Page of Cups can kind of be. So be careful with that if you're dealing with somebody who's a little bit immature. Your fear is getting your heart broken with the Three of Swords, but the outcome is the Four of Wands. Now at the bottom of the deck, you do have the Five of Swords, so it makes me feel like that Five of Swords doesn't really bother me either, because that's a change card, and that's more about giving up fighting. That's not a bad card to have in this. especially if you're fearful of some kind of heartbreak. So, oh, you've got this sneaky little bandit right here at the present position, the Seven of Swords. Was somebody talking about you? Did somebody start a rumor about you or tell something about you that wasn't true? Is that the case? I found one of the most effective things I can do when somebody really starts losing their mind is tell them, I'm not going to participate in this. Now, you are kind of waiting on something, I think. You've been, putting in the work and kind of waiting for something to come to fruition here with this Seven of Pentacles, Earth energy. And then, of course, the air energy is the Swords, which is you. You do have a little bit of fire in this too, and a little bit of cups. You've got all the elements represented. So, again, you could have had somebody who was trying to deceive you in some way, and you just kind of took a step back and decided to, kind of take your own inventory is almost what I'm getting from this, or take inventory of the situation to get a better handle on it. Sometimes the best thing we can do is nothing at all. So, it's like you're thinking about the next step. What do I do with this? And wondering what's next. What is the next thing that's going to bring me happiness if it was something that was disappointing? So with this ace, you've got here in the kind of the destiny realm. This is, again, about clarity. But it's an ace, so it is a new offer coming in. Aces are, I always like to see in readings because, it does bring in some new energy. It could be a new goal that you have. But I feel like it is a lot about truth, okay? It's about understanding the truth. It can also be, just getting very clear in your communication. And it goes along, I think, really well with the other cards that are here. So you had a transformative moment. This was in the far-reaching past or farther behind you. Could be several months, even up to years in the past where something transformative happened. So the Death card, this is Scorpio energy. But you have to clear out that old energy in order to have new come in. So you can't have new manifestations when you've got old energy hanging on. So it's not a negative card necessarily. It's really, I feel like it's always more about a life-changing transformation. I also will say too, I don't get any sense that there's a physical death going on here. Some cases, occasionally I will get that, but I don't feel like that's going to be happening for you guys at all. So anyway, in the more recent past, you had Justice. So again, this is you, but this is all about like a card about fairness. It can be about law enforcement or a legal case. It very well could have been about a divorce for some of you, where you are divorced or you had a serious relationship and it was a legal separation or something like that, and that's kind of where that Three of Swords comes in. It may have been a third party with the 7 and the 3. If somebody cheated on you, this is for you. It also could have been just you're afraid of getting burned again. But I think overall, there's been a resolution that has happened with this, and I don't feel like you're going to have too much more dealings with it in terms of anything painful. So that was definitely in the past. I feel like you're going to be getting what you are putting out there for sure, but also kind of what you've worked for. So you're working hard. Money is going to be stable. You're putting in the time. Could also be into yourself. So if you've been working on a new meditation plan, like you meditate every day, or you're into an exercise program, or you're reading more self-improvement books or self-transformation books, things like that would be really good for you right now. Just kind of taking a step back, quieting your mind, letting the universe work for you, okay? The universe takes 2 steps when you take 1. That's all you have to do. You keep going forward and the universe goes with you. So you've been working on some things, and maybe another person has worked on themselves too. Now this Page of Wands, this is you, and this is all about being inspired, taking action. but it's also about being uplifted and encouraged. So even though the page is kind of immature in a reading, it's not somebody who's competitive or arrogant or anything like that. It's generally a very nice energy to have. It's somebody who's going to be fun and uplifting. So I feel like in the next month, you're going to be having some nice, fun energy around you where it's going to be lighthearted. If you are hanging out with someone, again, I think they're kind of, I think they're really funny. They've got a really funny sense of humor. They're very quick-witted, but they're a little bit goofy at times because you have both the Page of Wands and then the Page of Cups actually represents them. This is actually, too, something that's already manifesting. So this is in your environment. So if you haven't seen it yet, if there's something you've really wanted that you've put on a vision board or you wrote your intentions down before the first of the year and you've really wanted this to happen, it's coming and it's going to be showing up sometime this month, the beginning of it. This can also be about an ex who comes back around. So if you were divorced, there may be somebody that's still hanging on to you, Libra, and you might or might not want them. You know, there are times that people separate and divorce and remain best friends, and neither one of them ends up getting married. I've seen that happen. I've also seen people reconcile. I can't remember off the top of my head the percentage of marriages that end in divorce that then go back to reconciliation. It's actually fairly high, especially if you have kids involved or you've had some kind of a connection that's sustained. So your fears in the matter are you don't want to be hurt. Somebody hurt you and you don't want that again. So what you have to do is focus again on those positive aspects around you. Look at all the things that the universe has brought in for you, okay? Because if you're too focused on the heartache or being afraid it will come back in, it'll show up again until you're truly ready to let go of it, which I think you are actually. With the end here, the outcome of this Four of Wands. So this is the 1111 card. Again, this can be about manifestation also. But it's a foundation. It's a very strong foundation. So if you're looking for a relationship, the next relationship that will come in, whether it is a reconciliation or a new relationship, it's going to be very solid. It's built on a very strong foundation, and that's who you are, Libra. You want a relationship that is cooperative, balanced, stable, but yet fun. Because with these two pages, it will not be boring, okay? Because I know sometimes we are stable and we go, oh God, that sounds so boring. It won't be boring. It will be, I do feel like whoever this is, you're going to be traveling some, maybe going like down to Mexico or somewhere where it's just like a really fun atmosphere. It's possible if you're traveling, you're going to meet somebody too while you're away. That's the other thing I'm getting. So very nice reading for February for you. I'll be back with a mid-month check, but let's finish up and hear what Louise has to tell you, okay? Make gratitude your spiritual practice today. Start with, good morning, bed. Thank you for being so comfortable. I love you. The more you express gratitude, the more you'll find to be grateful for. You know, I look around at my own life and I have manifested so many things. I have a big, beautiful house. I have a brand new car. I mean, these are all material, but I look around and I don't have to worry about things. I'm doing this Fit Body Boot Camp Challenge and it's going really well, but I'm part of a Facebook group, and a guy posted, I'm thinking about buying an air fryer because I'm living in a one room efficiency and I don't have an oven or a stove. And I just look at that and I think, boy, I really have been given a lot of resources. I don't have to worry about stuff like that. I have a big expansive life that continues to expand. And I talked about this earlier in a different video about a vision board that I created at one point. I did almost like an anagram of my work life, and everything has come, including the income that I wanted to make. I got to that point and my pay scale actually rose to meet it. And of course now I look and I think, well, I even want to expand more. That'd be fun. Because then I could travel more and do more fun things and have more freedom. That would be fun. So, you know, if you do those things and set your intentions, the universe will deliver to you. So thank you again for everybody who's tuned in and subscribed. I so appreciate that. I love you guys, and I'll see you in a week.